Hello guys, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to this lesson. Now welcome for today's lesson, and I'm going to show you a very important thing that plays a very major role in passing chords. And this is the diminished seventh chords. Now there is a time that I taught you, or I showed you how you can form the diminished chords in all the 12 keys. Now, today I'll show you how you can form the diminished seventh. Now, diminished seventh chords is we can say we just add up a little thing in diminished chords. So we just add up a little flavor in diminished chords. Okay, so we are going to start with the key of C. We're going to start with the key of C, and this is the C major scale. Yeah, so that is the C major scale. Now, I'm going to construct a C major triad. That is, we said that triad is a chord that has 3 keys. So this is a C major triad. I have C, I have E, and I have G on my right hand. Yeah. So, if I want to form a diminished chord, leave alone diminished seventh first. If I want to construct a diminished seventh chord, diminished triad, sorry. If I want to form a diminished triad, I flatten the third and I flatten the fifth to get a diminished triad, Now, if I want to form a diminished seventh chord, how am I going to form it? I've said this is a diminished chord. A C diminished, I have C, I have E flat, and I have a G flat. So this is a C diminished chord. How will I form a C diminished seventh chord? I will count a minor third interval. Or else, we can form a diminished seventh chord by playing the root, flat third, flat fifth, and double flat seventh of the major scale. So this is the 7. This is the 7 in the scale of C. B is the 7. So I flatten it 2 times. That is 1, 2. That is 1, 2. So I flatten it the first one. I flatten it the second one. So I'll have created a C diminished seventh chord. C diminished seventh chord. Right. The other way that you can form this chord is by counting the minor third interval. That is from C. I count 1, 2, 3. From D sharp, I count 1, 2, 3. From F sharp, I count from G. 1, 2, 3. So this is what we call the minor third interval. So I still have the C diminished chord. As simple as that. That is how you can form the C diminished seventh chord. The other way that you can form it, or an easy way to remember, is that when you are in the key, you are in the note of C, the C note. You count, skip, hit. So you have it. Skip, hit. You have a C diminished. You count, skip, hit. You have a C diminished seventh chord. Let's go to the scale of G, or the key of G. So this is the this is the G major scale. Okay. Sorry, sir. So this is a G major triad. I construct as a G a diminished chord first. So I flatten the third and the fifth to make it a diminished. Then I double flatten the 7th. I double flatten the 7th. F sharp is the 7th in the scale of G. So I double flatten 1, 2. So this is a G diminished 7th chord. A G diminished 7th chord. Let's go to the scale of F, or the key of F. Oh, sorry. All right, so this is the F triad, F major triad. I flatten the 3rd, and I flatten the 5th to have an F diminished triad. This is the 7th. This is the 7th. So I flatten the 7th 2 times, that is 1, 2. So this is how I play the F diminished 7th chord. This is how I play the F diminished chord. Let us form the F sharp diminished 7th chord. So this is the F sharp major triad. I flatten the 3rd and I flatten the 5th to make it a diminished chord or diminished triad. So this is the 7th in the scale of F sharp or G flat. I flatten it 2 times, that is 1, 2. So this is the F sharp diminished chord. So this is the F sharp diminished chord. Let's try to form an A diminished. A diminished is the scale of A. So this is the A major triad. I flatten the 3rd, and I flatten the 5th. So this is the 7th in the scale of A. I flatten it 2 times, that is 1, 2. So this is an A diminished 7th chord. A diminished 7th chord. We are just picking random keys. Let's go to the scale of or the key of B. So this is a B major triad. This is a B major triad. I flatten the 3rd and I flatten the 5th to get a B diminished triad. This is the 7th in the scale of B. B flat is the 7th. So I flatten it 2 times. So I have B, D, F, and F flat. So this is a B diminished 7th chord. This is a B diminished 7th chord. Let's go to the key of C sharp. So this is the C sharp triad, C sharp major triad. I flatten the 3rd and I flatten the 5th to have that diminished. And then this is the 7th in the scale of C sharp. I flatten it 2 times. So this is a C sharp diminished 7th chord. Which key? Which key? Which key? Let's look at the key of D. Yes. So this is the D major triad. I flatten the 3rd, I flatten the 5th. This is the 7th in the scale of D. So I flatten it 2 times. It will come to B. So I have a D diminished 7th chord. So you can try forming that in all the 12 keys. In all the 12 keys, it's very easy as long as you understand the scale of a certain key. So try doing that, and I'm sure you'll be able to construct the diminished 7th chords. Diminished chords mostly are used as passing chords. Mostly they do resolve very well to a minor chord. Sometimes they resolve to a major chord, but they do resolve very well to a minor chord. All right, so try forming the diminished seventh chords in all the 12 keys. Yes, I believe you can make it. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Maybe later I'll show you how you can use the diminished seventh chords in your progressions. They are very nice. You will like it. So thank you so much. If it's your first time to be in this channel, please subscribe for more tutorials. God bless you. See you in the next lesson.